Hello everyone. Welcome to our first diabetes video. So we decided to do some different things. So we started with articles and now we are doing some videos. We decided that we will start doing videos just with practical things for diabetes management. I hope you like it, and in the future maybe you can give some suggestions of what you would like to hear from us or see from us. Today we have decided to start with a very important matter, which is insulin dose adjustments. So in my normal daily routine with my patients, I always go through the explanation of how they must increase the insulin or decrease the insulin. But what I found is this is something that the patients end up not doing. So that's why I'm doing this video, because I think you have to be in charge of your diabetes management. I know that sometimes it's too hard to just check the blood sugars every time you're going to eat, but just think that when you know that blood sugars are not well controlled, you should be more on track on it and just check the blood sugars more frequently. And from then on you can do decisions and increase the insulin or decrease the insulin, and it's a much better way to understand how things are going with your diabetes, really, so you don't just get lost and you end up just checking the blood sugar one or 2 weeks later and it's so high, and maybe it's already high for a long time. So my advice to you is just keep checking the blood sugars. If you don't want to do it in the morning, just do it later on, but just check it at least once a day or twice a day, I would say, just to make sure that you are on track of it. Regarding insulin dose adjustment, as I say, it's a must, so you can keep the healthy diabetes controlled. And today I'm just talking about the dose adjustment specifically for once daily basal insulin only. So in the future we will do some other videos regarding this, others insulin regimens, but today is just regarding once daily basal insulin, meaning that I am talking about people that are just using insulin such as Levemir, but in this case just once daily injection of Levemir, not twice. I know that maybe there's someone out there that really inject Levemir twice, which is possible. Someone else that is using Basal or Tresiba. As you may be aware, this called basal insulins last between 18 to 24 hours since the moment that you inject it, and this is due to the way they are absorbed in the body, and that's it. So before I start, it is important that you have your meter set up with the correct date and the correct hour. If you don't have this at the moment, just please do it now at this moment. And don't do anything else, just wait, I would say, 1 more week so you have accurate readings and the proper hour, because this is really important to look at the proper hour for the insulin adjustments. So you can, for those who have your meter set up correctly, I would advise to remove the data from your meter, the readings from your meter, either by Bluetooth or using your computer to take the readings from there, or if you're using a diary, that's great, or just basically just go to your memory of the meter and take the readings from there. So for this type of insulin regimen, I wanted to focus on the blood sugars before breakfast. I would consider the readings from the previous week, so just look more or less the last 5 to 7 days, and please make sure that you follow this little tip here on the left corner, that you must check your blood sugars frequently, and that's how you're going to understand if your blood sugars are high or low. If you just check every 2 or 3 days or once a week, it's not really accurate, and it's not updated readings that you can make a decision on. Going back to the readings before breakfast, why we should focus only on the blood sugars before breakfast. So this is the time where the most accurate readings are given because you were fasting for a long time, you were sleeping, and then it will be the most accurate reading because you didn't eat, your pancreas was resting, and basically if you start the day with a controlled blood sugar, for sure you will keep the day more or less controlled too. So as you may be aware, the targets that we aim for is between 4 and 7 millimole. In the other units will be around 72 mg DL to 126. But of course, I always would say that you should keep within the targets that you already established for yourself or for your diabetes team. So, regarding the blood sugars when they are higher than target, so more than 7 or more than 126 in mg/dl, I would say that if you have a trend that is high for at least say here 2-3 days, but it's like, or even 4, I think you should at this moment consider to add 2 units of insulin to your normal dose, meaning that, so if you are on a Lantus, for example, of 22 units tonight or tomorrow morning, maybe you should add 2 units, meaning that you are doing 24 from now. And in my opinion, I think you should always keep doing this every 3 to 5 days. If you are just comfortable with 5 to 7 days, fine. But just keep a track on it. Just don't give up on checking the blood sugars. If you are on the high side of readings, just keep a track on it until you have more controlled blood sugars. I would say, as I said, just wait until 3 to 5 days and then recheck again your readings, have a go on how they are, and then if the trend is still the same, you have 2 more units to add. Of course, you always should be aware of the remaining questions when you inject insulin regarding lipos, like the lumps you have in your injection sites, and if you changed your needles, what type of needles you're using, etc. Please go in to our website diabetes.com. You have article on the lipos and keeping your injection sites healthy, which can be handful. And that's it. Coming back here, so yeah, as I said, just keep doing it every 3 to 5 days, always increasing 2 units. Of course, if you think that you are too sensible to insulin increase, if you just want to increase in 1 unit, it's fine, no problem. But if I would really recommend, if it's really high on the 20s, just don't be afraid. Just go to more 2 units. On the other hand, thinking about insulin adjustment for low blood sugars, I would first of all understand why you have this hypo, what happened, and of course, I would expect that you treat it properly. For this matter, I'll also have another article in our website diabetes.com about hypos. So the article is called "Are You Hypo Prepared?" So it can give really good tips. Maybe just it's important for you to read just for a refreshment on this hypo matter. So always make sure that why you're having hypos, and if you don't have any explanation for these hypos, you just decrease, sorry, to units of your normal dose. What I really make the note here, and it's really important, to not tolerate hypoglycemia on a regular basis. Ask for help from your diabetes team. If these episodes are frequent, they must understand what's going on. Maybe you're already exercising too much, maybe you're not eating that much, maybe you're not dialing the proper dose. Just make sure that you talk with your diabetes team. So, if you have any questions or you are not sure of what to do, you can always send us an email, hello@diabetes.com, or leave your comments, and we will help you as we can and give you some tips or some advice on that. Our next videos will be regarding insulin dose adjustments for mixed insulin regimens, and also the basal bolus regimens. Please go to our website diabetes.com, or follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave your comments and some suggestions for further videos that you want to see. Hope you enjoy. Take care. Hello everyone, welcome to our first diabetes video. I hope you like it. We decided to do these videos to make a little bit of a change, a twist in our regular articles. So I hope you like it, and we will wait for some suggestions in the future, so we can just give you some answers to what you're want to hear from us or want to see from us. So today I decided to start with a very important matter, which is insulin dose adjustment. In my usual practice, I've been noticed that even when I explain how to do insulin adjustments to my patients and I give notes, they tend not to do it. It's like I see they also decrease the number of times they check the blood sugars, or they are afraid of doing it, or they just forget. It's like they think it's just a fixed prescription, like a tablet you take in the morning and that's it. So I always tend to tell them and explain to them every appointment I see them, and emphasize how this is important for the diabetes controlled. So as my advice, I will tell you that the insulin dose adjustment, it's a must in your diabetes control and your diabetes management. So just keep a track on it, keep a track on your blood sugars, just do your blood sugars. I know that it's really difficult to keep checking and pricking your fingers, and it's really painful, and it's a problem. But if you don't want to check twice in a day, in one day, you can always just check once, or just skip one day. That's fine, but don't skip that much days. But for insulin dose adjustments, as you will see, it's really important that you check your blood sugars really regularly. So today I am just talking about the insulin dose adjustment specifically for once daily basal insulin. In the future we will talk about other type of insulin regimens. So with once daily basal insulin, I mean that I'm talking about people that are using Levemir, for example, or Lantus, or Basal-Glar, or Tresiba. Regarding the Levemir, I would just focus on individuals that are just injecting Levemir once a day. I know that this insulin can be injected twice a day too. As you know, all these insulins actions last within 18 to 24 hours, and this is why they are called basal insulins, because they have a really slow absorptions, and even inside the basal type of insulin, they have different ways they are absorbed in the body. So before I get started with what to do and why, and I know you're really excited about it, just let's just go a little bit behind, and I would just like to make sure that you have your meter set up with the correct date and the correct hour. If not, I will advise you to do it just now in this particular moment. Just do it. Or in the other hand, if you already have your meter set up, please take the readings of from your meter either by Bluetooth to your app in your mobile, or just use your computer, or if you are just using a diary, that's great, or just really grab a piece of paper, a pen, and just take the readings from the memory of your meter. Otherwise, for those who have not set up your meter yet, don't just do these adjustments that I'm going to explain further now. Just wait at least 5-7 days, I would say, while you have a proper reading in your meter, and you are making sure that you are taking the readings that you really need for this occasion. So for this type of insulin regimen, I want you to focus on your readings before breakfast. So as I said, and I would say one more time, this is really important that you check your blood sugars frequently to do this, to increase your dose of insulin or to decrease your dose of insulin. So it's not going to work if you just check today and you checked last time was 3 days ago. No, we want to make sure that you have a specific trend so you can have a decision on. Okay, so coming back to the readings before breakfast, why we tend to focus on the readings before breakfast is because it's the moment when you wake up, so you've been fasting for a long time, your pancreas was resting, so it will be a more accurate reading, if you can say like that. Also, if you start the blood sugar more or less controlled in the morning, you will tend to have a little bit more control-ish. It cannot happen, but you can have a better control along the day. So focusing on now your targets for your before breakfast or any meal. As you know, it will be around 4 to 7 millimole per liter. It will be in the other units 76 to 126 mg /dl. So I know that maybe most of you will focus more or less in this target, but I know that some specific diabetes team will always tend to say to their patients to have their own targets, and it always depends on if the patient has any other medical problems or just for safety reasons. So but mainly it will be around this targets. Okay, so but if you have any different ones, please stick with the ones that you already have been decided and established with your team. Going now to the blood sugars, if they are high, then going back to higher than the 7. So if you have a trend that for 2 to 3 days is really high, and not just like one day that was high and the other one is controlled. I'm talking about more than 2, more than 3 days when you have your blood sugars trend high. I would advise you to add 2 units of insulin to your normal dose, meaning that if you are taking 20 units of insulin at night or in the morning, you will from the next time you're going to inject, you have two more, so meaning you have 22 units. So I would say that you should, if you are starting increasing your doses, and maybe I would advise you to keep doing it until you reach a proper blood sugar readings in the morning. So just don't give up, just don't increase it once, just keep checking the blood sugars in the morning and focus in your readings before breakfast, and until you reach your targets, the 4 to 7 or your individual targets, keep increasing the dose. If you think that you are too sensible to insulin, you can always just add half a dose. It's fine. You can always have 1 unit of insulin. It's okay. But if you really think it's really high, I would advise just to go on the +2 units. Going now to the insulin adjustment when it's low, I would first of all advise, if it was a one-off hypo you had, you have to understand what happened, why you had a hypo. Did you did too much insulin? You didn't eat and you just inject insulin? What happened? And of course, I would think that you treat your hypo properly. Regarding hypos, you know that we on the www.diabetes.com we will have an article regarding hypos, how to treat it, what is the best quick acting sugar that you should have to treat your hypo, etc. So just log into www.diabetes.com and check this article, which is really interesting. So coming back, so I would expect that you treat your hypo, but if you think that you don't have any explanation that you are having hypos, I would definitely decrease your insulin dose to -2 units. Okay, so if you are taking 10 units at night or in the morning of your basal insulin, I would decrease it to 18 next time you inject. Okay, but do not live with hypos for a long time. I would advise you to understand what's going on. Just go and talk with your team and see what's happening. If you are not eating, if you start exercising, and maybe the dose you're having now it's not just too much for you and for your needs, really just go and understand what's going on with your insulin regimen or your hypos, why you're having them, and that's it. So please, if you have any question or if you are not sure of what to do, if you should increase the insulin or not, I always can help you. Please send us an email, hello@diabetes.com, or leave a comment in our website or our YouTube channel. Next videos we will talk about insulin dose adjustment for mixed insulin regimens and basal bolus regimens. I hope you enjoyed that. In the meantime, just go to our website and like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube channel. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please leave your comments and your suggestions, and take care.